Starts like this, see, and then the music starts, and then we are here tonight, live from Los Angeles. It's 8:01 here in my living room. My name is Tom Green, you're watching Tom Green Live, and we have Andy Dick here tonight, and Dave Thomas.
How are you?
Unbelievable. Right.
How's it hanging?
And we're going to have a lot of fun.
Remember?
On the show.
Oh, yeah.
That was Eugene Levy, though.
We have comedy legend Dave Thomas here tonight. Is what I meant to say. Andy Dick.
And then comedy
Andy
slough
Dick,
off.
Andy Dick, you must have. Andy Dick, you must
You're a
have.
legend in your own time.
In my own jeans.
You must have grown up just loving SCTV,
Can
right?
we turn the music?
You know, it comes down.
We can swear and stuff.
Yeah,
right?
it's sort of a work in progress. Yeah, and then it sort of slowly
Now
fades
the show
away,
has
and
actually
it
started.
fades away, and then the fun begins. There?
But
I'm having a riot already.
Yeah, see what I mean? It's like action packed or something.
But yes, I remember being in lunch with in the cafeteria in. God, I guess it must have been grade school. Yeah, I guess grade school or middle school, whatever it's called. The one I think before high school.
Yeah.
And I remember my friends. I have that book.
I showed this book on the show last night.
Okay, I have that book.
Yeah.
I remember. I should have brought the book. You could have signed it.
Oh, I'll send you a signed one. Come on.
Thank you.
Well, first of all,
well, wait. Let me just say.
thanks for coming to the show, Dave. This is
pleasure
awesome.
to be
Andy,
here, Tom.
I
thank
love
you.
being here. I love
Thank
it.
you so
Pleasure
much
to
for
be
coming
here
down
with
here.
you again.
I mean, we don't have to
We
jump
did a
right.
movie together.
We don't have to jump right into it. I mean, and get
Well,
all
you-
serious. I know we can hit our serious moment at the 45-minute mark.
Okay.
But I mean, I just know that you must be excited to.
Can't.
Just like
Hickory
you.
Dickory Doc, he's still there. He was here last night.
Yeah.
He's still here.
Oh yeah, why is that? Why?
Yeah, let's get rid of
why
that.
are we got
Hickory
dice
Dickory
on the
Doc,
screen here,
My jacket
Bill?
is coming up.
Are we on the air? Hey, Bill. Are we on the air? Or? How come I got dice
I'm
on
on the air.
on the monitor here down below? Oh, there we go. There we are.
Because they're playing his
Yeah.
show from last night, not this one.
Yeah, what was that?
sad.
Was that? No, okay, that was just a technical
glitch
error.
up.
Joking.
That's
this
the-
isn't really on.
We're
right?
really on. Look, I can
Dice.
show
See,
you.
now I can see that my
Look, I
tie
can
was
show you
crooked
right
the
now
whole
on the internet, guys. Look, but look, we can take calls on
Andy
Skype.
Dick is really hot. That's what it says.
Does
Yeah.
it?
They think you're hot, man. Oh.
But that's the kind of thing that happens here is you forget or have to debate whether or not you're on as the show is actually happening. You know, that's sort of new for television, really.
It is, isn't it?
Where the show participants
that?
have to stop for a second and figure out
my
if we're
hair.
broadcasting.
Well, if I see dice on the monitor, I'm thinking,
No,
yeah,
I know.
they're just kidding me. They're saying, Dave, you're going to be on Tom Green's show, and then like, dice is on.
Yeah, it's like some goofy practical joke that I'm hauling people up
Yeah.
here and it's not even. No, people are watching. We have
I should add a motorbike jacket that comes up to here. Then I get the respect that I think I deserve. This comes right up to here.
Is there any chance that Bob and Doug McKenzie could ever come on this show?
I can't speak for Bob, but I can speak for Doug.
Yeah,
Doug would come.
really.
Yeah. Doug
Wow.
would come to your show, and he would teach people what Canadians know better than anything else, and that is how to scam big companies.
Yeah, like Strange Brew, right?
That's it. It's all there. The messages are there.
Yeah, you know, I don't know if our audience knows, but as a Canadian growing up in Canada, Bob and Doug McKenzie was a very inspiring thing for me because it's basically two goofy Canadians going on the air and doing whatever the heck they want and kind of taking over a television
Here he
station.
comes.
Yeah.
There he
Yeah.
is. There he is.
Beer drinking.
Bob, beer
Well,
drinking, back
When we
bacon.
made these faces,
Chili.
Freddie Fields, who was the president of MGM's, when he saw the first day's rush as a Strange Brew, he said, tell them to stop making those faces. So they came and told me and Rick to stop making those
Yeah.
faces, and we just did it more. It's just like, okay,
Yeah,
sure.
like, think
Whatever
about that
you
for a
say,
second.
Freddie.
Yeah.
Am I
So
doing it?
someone from MGM came and said to the comedians from the comedy show that they're making to stop making funny
Yeah.
faces.
Yeah.
So
That's typical, right?
that's awesome though.
It's
Yeah.
ridiculous.
Yeah.
That was your whole thing. They must not have seen the show. I can be your Doug.
They
Look,
were
do I
not.
got it?
You do got it.
So look at this now.
It's an
See?
octave lower and more mature than the
That's
right.
it. I remember that. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, see, everyone remembers that's Bob and Doug McKenzie. Right there.
There are some.
And you guys are doing a documentary now. You have a crew from Canada here.
That's correct.
That's knocking out my single.
We're doing Bob and Doug's 24th anniversary special. 2-4 anniversary.
Is Bob going to be there?
Oh, yeah, he's coming in
Really?
from New York. Yeah.
I thought Bob was a little bit of a snob.
Well, he doesn't like working. He doesn't
He
like
just doesn't.
showbiz anymore.
After Little Shop of Horrors, he quit, right?
No, I think he did a couple after that, but yeah, it's just like
He
you
just
know,
quit.
I never got to that level of like big bucks and big movies and leads, and so I didn't experience that. So I don't know what he went through.
So, yeah.
He had
Well,
a good
you know,
he had a
it's-
good
it's-
age.
You look like you're going to say something there. Is that right?
Well, it's I think you did go through all of that too. Yeah, I think I think you're just being humble there.
Hey,
Dave.
Tom.
Warning.
Okay, now we have guys calling in from around the world here on Skype.
Around the
Guelph,
world.
Ontario.
Around the world,
How you guys doing?
or at least from Guelph, and they call in and their cameras don't work. But we're going to program this thing
Is that right?
that allows the camera to work. It's going to take a couple of days. Bill's going to work on it. We can
Okay.
take these calls. And we can take calls on the phone here. Hello, you're on the air with Andy Dick and Dave Thomas. Go ahead and ask a question.
I look like a midget in this seat. Look at me.
We had the seats raised actually over the break.
Look, my feet don't touch.
We were told I was. We need an ottoman is what we need, right? An ottoman.
I'm like mini me on this show.
Like the Lily
We
Tomlin.
had the seats raised during the break, but then I realized that we need an ottoman.
Oh, did you guys see that Lily Tomlin?
I did.
That David.
That was cool. With the director screaming at her?
Can we get that up there on
Yeah,
the
how do
thing?
we do that? What is it on YouTube?
It's on OMG.com.
Okay.
And I hate
Where
that
is
I'm
I just saw
even
that.
promoting this. It's
www. dot what?
OMG.com, and it's
Okay.
just nuts. Oh, I can't
Hello,
believe
you're
it.
on the air with Dave Thomas and Andy Dick. Oh, no, you're not. See, this is just the people calling. You can call my home phone and no call screener. Hello, you're on the air. Okay, what is it? Oh, this is not it. Oh,
Hello.
Object Management Group?
No.
How could that possibly be the website we're looking for?
Just
Just
Google,
Google Lily Tomlin,
and you'll get it.
David
that way.
O. Russell.
I can honestly say.
We'll get to you in a
David
minute.
O.
I know you called in and you expected us to talk to you, but we got to show you something funny first.
David O.
It's not all
Funny,
about you,
I
know.
started to Google Lily Tomlin, and then it just came up because I'd already obviously Googled Lily Tomlin many times before.
Where's Fat Bastard? I'm afraid he's going to eat me.
What are we looking for? Video?
It has to be Lily Tomlin.
Freaks out on director of
That's it.
iHeart
That's it.
Huckabees?
That's it.
Really? And
You're
we have it
going
right here.
to
We have
love
it.
This is on YouTube.
You're
Okay, where do
going
you see
to
this?
love it.
How
What's
did
your
this
What's the
come up?
caller's name?
They kept the cameras rolling.
No, I mean, how did it come up right now? Did you just bring
Leave me the fuck alone! Do you know what the fuck is going on? Period. Fuck you.
This is on
They
YouTube.com.
had it up to here.
Oh, poor Lily.
That's
the
Dustin
stress
Hoffman.
of being a
Reacting to
comedian.
what?
That's
For
Dustin.
God's
I know.
It's so hard, isn't it? People bring
Fuck
you
you,
coffee and
motherfucker.
That's Dustin Hoffman next to her.
bad-tempered.
Fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. Get the fucking thing together, fuck you.
Oh, well. See, Andy, I'm trying to
See,
keep...
it's clever, isn't it?
Bullshit.
Andy, I'm trying to keep a
I liked
positive
her when
vibe
she was
around
that
here.
operator on
That's
Laughing.
what
I
you
thought it
spent
was
five-
funnier.
5 or 6 fucking hours. This
This is on YouTube.com we're watching
God
right
damn
now.
it.
Andy
You
Dick
fucked it
has
up, goddamn
really
you.
Wait, I'm gonna
raised
mouth
the
this.
bar here tonight.
You can't help them.
Trying to have a
Help
nice
me.
show, talk about comedy with comedy legend Dave Thomas. Andy Dick just brings it down to that level automatically. You got kicked off the Jimmy Kimmel show. We've got that on YouTube too. Can you roll that for a second? Leave Lily Tomlin alone. I like Lily Tomlin.
I love Lily
I
Tomlin.
like her. I know her
Don't you think
actually.
he
We're
looks like
friends.
Saddam?
I love her
Hussein
too.
I've
without a
never met her, but
mustache?
that would be cool to be friends with Lily Tomlin.
I swear to God, I think he looks like
Um,
he stands there like Saddam Hussein.
Look at this. This is
Okay, here we
this is-
go.
You were.
Oh,
is
you
that-
put mine real big. Thanks.
Well, you know. it's-
There we go.
So that's Donald Trump's daughter,
He
right?
knows what's up. I don't have a fucking idea.
We still got her audio. See, you can't get Lily off.
They work together
It is-
well.
Yeah. Play them together. Play them together. Mix it up a little bit.
You're the one who's
Can we take that full screen, Bill?
I got
Look at that.
you. You told me to depend on you. You know, so you said,
Ladies and gentlemen, on the national interweb,
Hey, lady.
we are watching Andy Dick get kicked off the Jimmy Kimmel Live show for lewd behavior and listening to Lily Tomlin on YouTube trashing her director.
She's beautiful and she's loaded. She's
Vision.
loaded.
Time now is 8:11.
She's
Proud to
Trump's
say we
daughter.
have comedy legend
Donald
Dave
Trump's
Thomas
daughter?
here tonight,
Well, he
taking
doesn't
your
have
calls.
any
Okay,
money.
let's stop all the
He's
sound
fake.
for a second.
He's got money.
Stop this for a second.
Well, if he had
Go to
money, why
YouTube
can't he
if you
fix
want to
his
see the
hair?
rest of
That's
that
what I always wanted.
and other
What?
fine things.
Some hairstylist guy in New York that could fix his hair. Sorry, we're talking about Donald Trump.
Oh yeah.
It's
But,
just like
but
he
the
said
Lily
he's
Tomlin,
loaded.
I didn't want you to see that. I wanted you to see the David O. Russell yelling because it's the David
Right,
O. Russell.
the director, right?
The
This is
director.
also on YouTube?
Yes.
Yeah. It'll be
Because
like
that's
one
not fair
down.
to see the Lily Tomlin.
What, you
one.
mean he has his angle?
Well, he's
No, he's
just
on the set.
It's David O.
There it
Russell
is.
that's really
Right
the
there.
David O.
psycho.
Russell
Second
flipping
one.
out on.
Hello.
It's harder actually to pick it up.
I'm on the air, but go ahead. This is the one you want to see. What's going on?
Do we still have a caller on the line?
Yeah.
I know. We're going to get to you.
Wait a minute, who's on the line?
My name's
Wait, you're on your
Billy.
cell phone?
What-
Come on,
wait,
this
what's
is-
your name?
This is an important piece of...
Say it.
They were laughing. I couldn't hear your name.
Where are you
What
calling
about
from?
Atlanta.
Atlanta, Georgia.
Do you have a question for Dave or Andy here?
You
Well,
got what?
first of all, you know Michael Showalter from the Michael Showalter?
Absolutely. He's been here on the show. It was kind of a weird, wild night, but I do know him.
I've seen him. He and Paul Rudd did that exact same skit.
Which one?
Billy Tomlin just did. They
you
just
checking your
redid
messages?
it on the Michael Showalter.
Is it on the web? Can we look at that on the web?
Yeah, you can Google I Heart Showalter and it'll come up right
Oh, okay,
away.
well, we can
It's
do
on
that right
College
now.
Humor's
What's going on now?
website.
You know.
New one?
I do have a question for Dave.
It's already
What?
I'm a
spinning
huge
off.
fan, first of all, of SCTV and Strange Brew and everything, but and Arrested Development recently. Are you going to be doing anything soon, like cameos on maybe any of the new shows that people are working
On
on?
other TV shows? No, I'm not. I'm not doing anything. I'm not. I'm telling the truth. It's like, sorry, I don't mean to bum you out, but I'm not doing anything.
I hate that
I got
question.
a show I'm doing in Canada, a 24th anniversary of the McKenzie Brothers with Rick.
That's exciting, though. Look at the
it's
camera.
gonna
Bring
be
the
on
camera.
CBC.
Can you walk
Something.
over here? Look at this camera here.
It's going to be on CBC, but
Bring
it's not
bring
going to
the
be on
camera
in Atlanta.
You bring the camera into the
Oh,
shop.
yeah.
So
What's his name? What's your camera?
What did you do on Arrested Development?
Carlos. Hey, Carlos.
I
Carlos,
got your.
Can you come over here for a second? I just want to show the people at home this camera.
Oh, you got the action figure?
Yeah.
What did you do on Arrested Development?
I did 5 shows with Charlie Theron, and we closed the show.
See, now there you go. Now
On a
there's
show-
the answer. You just,
Oh, you
the
ki-
guy
you mean
wants
you
to
killed-
know.
No, he knows
this
that.
This
He
is a kid
saw
calling
that.
from you know.
He asked me if I was going to do any new stuff, and I said no.
Just give him the Charlize Theron thing. That's pretty major. I don't.
All right, I'll tell you a
what's that
story
all
about. I'm
What's that
driving
all
with
about?
Charlize Theron in this little MG. Okay, are you
God.
listening, Atlanta?
This is a story right
I'm
here.
listening.
Okay. And it's British Drive, so I'm on the left, on the right, and she's on the left, and her dress just blows up around her face. And so I turned and looked, and she put her dress down, and then she turns to me and looks at me like, you know, and I said, hey, you're Charlize Theron. Where the hell am I supposed to look? Out the window or something? True story, okay? That really happened.
That's cool. Yeah, how
right.
could
Oh,
you
that
not
wasn't
look at
part
that?
of the script.
What's she doing? What are all these actresses? Their dresses flying up these days. It's sort of maybe she was doing the thing that's what they're all doing now, right? You know them all.
Are they?
No.
Well, I was glad to be
Kind.
there for that one, but you know,
Yeah.
I don't know about
But you
the
never
other
see the
ones.
pictures of all the girls getting out of the cars with
Yeah.
their legs spread open and
All I got to
showing
say
all
is, when I grow up and I'm not a midget anymore, then people will listen to me.
We need an ottoman, I think, is what we need here. Does anyone have an ottoman?
I just want to be able to touch my feet on the floor like
Mine too.
normal
No,
people.
It's ridiculous. I know it's. Let's
I hate being small.
I took my shoes
You know what it is?
off.
It's because we raised the chairs and now they're unnaturally high. See?
I like
Good, now I look normal, except for my shoulders.
Yeah, that's better. Look at that. Now it's the
One day
appearance-
I'll have normal shoulders.
Actually, that looks kind of good, doesn't it? That actually
Yeah,
turned out kind of good.
looks better.
Yeah.
Except for my huge
Well,
zit
can
on
I
the
s-
side of my face.
Where?
See that? That came up just before the show. How do you get zits in your mid-50s? I mean, come on. It's just ridiculous.
I wouldn't have noticed.
If I hadn't pointed it out?
Yeah, no.
Oh, well, I guess
We need
I
a
should have
makeup
kept it to
person up here,
myself.
right? We need
So when I was in middle school or whatever it was, I remember being in the cafeteria and my friends talking. I used to watch SCTV, but Bob and Doug McKenzie were on at the very end of SCTV. Remember that?
Yeah.
I think it was always the last thing on.
No, it just wasn't important.
It's true. I know you guys filled time with it.
Yeah,
right.
right,
I think
exactly.
I read about that.
Yep.
And my friends would always talk about. Did you see Bob and Doug last night? They only talked about Bob and Doug, just so you know. And then I always felt left out because I couldn't stay up that late.
It was a
a phenomenon.
12:30 to 2 in the morning.
Yeah.
So there were like a lot of night watchmen were our fans. And hi.
There's a night watchman right
Hiya.
there.
Speaking of night watchman, cue the
Hiya.
night watchman. And hold
Okay.
on a second, night watchman. We want to finish the story about the night watchman.
You can land that plane. We're going to help you land that plane. You just have to listen to us and do what we say.
Hey,
Don't
man,
panic,
Where,
okay?
where are
Put
you
the
calling,
hat back
where are you
on the
calling
dead
from
pilot.
here? You're on the air with
I'm
the,
here in San Diego.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, cool. Do you have a question for Dave?
I have
or
a
Andy?
question. In Arrested Development, Dave, did you know who Mr. F was before receiving the final script?
No,
What's that noise?
that's
Will you
him.
stop banging on the doors,
That's the
please?
passengers trying to
Being
get
interviewed.
into the cockpit to get him out.
Wait, who's banging on the doors?
I apologize. That's my 7-year-old little brother. We
Oh,
watch you
really?
every night. We're
Yeah.
very
He
excited.
does it so slow and methodical.
Yeah, it's like a creepy kind of sort of
think he's
Stanley Kubrick knock, they call it
He's
almost.
going to kill him. He's going to stab him with a
Watching you
knife
since
when he gets
episode
in.
1. I love what you're doing.
Wait,
It's
hold on a
revolutionary.
second.
Wait.
We're talking about your brother, making fun of your brother the way he knocks on the door.
All right,
Okay,
but
now that we're done with that,
let's
the
answer
the pilot has something he wants to say.
Yes.
I did not
I
know.
wanted to say that I've been watching it since episode 1, and what you're doing is great.
Let your brother in, and we want to see him.
Okay, I'm gonna get
Let him in. We want to see him.
He
Bring
just
the
get-
kid in.
No
someone
one's
from
flying the
Andy's
plane.
band.
They're all
Band
going to
shows.
die.
Andy's band. Andy has his guitarist here tonight from his band,
Yes.
and he's going to play a song at some point tonight. So we have that to look
How are
forward.
you?
Plus a whole lot more.
my
Hey, hey, can you do the? Oh, hi, Mom. What kind of show is this? I don't know.
I'm the biggest fan. Do you think Ari looks like me?
Oh, hi, how are you? Hi, how you doing?
Do you think
Is it-
Ari looks like me?
Absolutely, yeah. Yeah.
Tom, I was an admin.
What kind of question is that?
I'm your biggest fan.
Yeah, okay, cool, guys. We're getting creeped out. We're gonna hang up on you. Weird. By the way, Andy, thanks for bringing the studio audience tonight. And Dave, your families and
Hey, you know,
So my
it
friends.
sounded like a laugh track at the beginning, but it's beginning to sound more real.
this is fun. We've
Or
never-
I'm going insane.
we've
One of
never
the
had
two.
Supposed
really
to
an
be a
actual
couple of
audience.
girls.
here
You can't
before.
do
I
a
think
flash
it's
while
something
we're
we need
shooting.
more
You just
often.
can't do that.
Yes, you can. Go ahead. It's not
Here's
real.
Tony
It's not
in
real
St.
TV.
Louis.
I'm still a puppet.
Tony has a question for Andy.
Tony, hey,
Get
I
ready
like
to
your
hang up, though.
icon.
You know,
but
sometimes when you know what they remember.
Hey, Bill, technologist Bill Snitzer, do you think I can
Sometimes.
click on a few of these at once and then see which
that's
one
his
opens first?
avatar. I like your avatar. It's a little kind of plain, but on the other hand,
Because Tony's
what's
not
the
open.
avatar?
it's a substitute for the real person. It's your,
That's
your
what that
thing.
was.
Your,
This
That's
here?
Tom
your
Green.
puppet.
That's
I
an-
called it his avatar.
That's an avatar?
That's the Tom Green
Well, it
avatar.
could be if it was representative of him.
Oh, here we go. This one's working. So
Hey,
we're gonna
it's me.
Bill, the technologist here, you know, even though he doesn't want to do it, is going to program this.
We
little
got a real
thing for
guy.
me where I can just click, 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 and get a guy. And we're going to have that in a couple of weeks, and then
There-
we'll.
there
but
he
these
is.
little slow moments are kind of fun too, I think sometimes because.
Oh, that's Bill you got on
weird
there.
stuff happens. in them. Here we go. You're on the air with Dave Thomas and Andy Dick. We have you. Where are you? What's your name? Where are you calling from? Hello.
My name is Jason. I'm calling from Vernon, Connecticut. You got.
Well, we got to commend you for your microphone.
Oh yeah, you have to talk loud, okay? If you don't talk loud, I know you don't want to wake up mom and dad, but if you don't talk loud, there's actually a thing. I learned this today on the email. Someone emailed me and said there's a thing on Skype that is a limiter, and if you don't speak loudly into your microphone, that happens.
Go for it.
Talk loudly.
I'll talk as loud as I can.
That's pretty good.
You guys are hysterical. That last call was really, really good.
Oh, plus his thing is on. His
Oh yeah, can you
speakers.
turn your computer down too?
Oh, my computer's down. These headphones, I don't know why it's actually.
Okay. Well, this sucks, so I'm hanging up. Sucks shit.
That was the only one that wanted to ask me a question.
You know, I mean,
Well, I'll
peop-
ask you a question
Okay.
in lieu of him. Okay. When we did that movie,
We did a movie together.
yeah.
In Canada.
Hold on a
did
second.
you like going to Canada? Did you have a good time there?
The only good time I had was with you. I'm not just saying that.
Really?
The only reason I took that movie was because you were in it.
Well, that's the only reason I took it, because you were in it.
My God, they tricked you
That's how
guys.
they
huh?
trick you.
Wait, that's
That's how they get you to do stuff.
But it ended up working out, though, right?
Well,
'Cause
yeah,
it-
Well,
For us.
for us, we had a blast.
What
We
movie
were all-
was this?
The movie
I just
sucked.
the movie was a piece of shit.
What
Yeah, it
movie
was
was it?
bad.
What movie?
We were on horses. We were cowmen.
Wow,
We had
No,
cowboy
I was
hats.
on like a little mini bike or something. You were on a horse.
What is it called? Horse steal. What are those called? Horse
What was the
stealer.
movie called?
Rustler. But we stole horses.
Yeah.
We were the bad guys.
We're
in this-
modern day rustlers.
Can I look it up on?
I don't even know what it's called.
You
I don't know what it's.
It's
Dude,
not
Andy
on
Dick-
my IMDb.
Dude, Dave Thomas.
I don't know why they didn't put it on, but it's not on.
You guys have been in so many movies that
Andy
you don't
Dick-
even know the name of the movie it
No.
was.
That's true.
That's amazing to me. That's
Why?
I was out the other night. I was here goofing around after a show by myself with the dogs, and turned on the TV, and on came Reality Bites, and I sit down and I'm watching this movie, and that's an awesome movie, and then you pop up, and I'm like, oh my God, look at this. How long ago was that movie?
A long time. It was right after the Ben Stiller show, and when was that? Like 96 or 93?
And you look exactly the same.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've got gray hair now.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was supposed to do Steve Zahn's part. That was the big gay part in the movie. But I'm like, I don't want to do a gay part. then I
Why
frolic
did you not
around
want to do?
Hollywood
Why
all
did you
gay
not
and-
want to do a gay part?
Back then, I was just like, no.
Okay.
And then Steve Zahn became kind of a big movie star.
Yeah.
And then
Well,
I just became a big
'Cause he
gay
embraced
Hollywood
the
icon.
gay thing.
no, it's
just
cool.
wait for that.
I just
Yeah,
thought
yeah, I
that was
should've
cool the
done-
other day.
yeah, I had a little small
that
cameo.
that show came on, and I was like,
It was weird. And I
realize
I
how
did a
long you guys have been doing
long
this
time.
stuff for a long time.
I want to know the movie that we did actually.
I can't remember it.
But all you have to
really
do,
can't
don't you
remember?
No,
You
honest
guys
to God, I can't
both
remember the
did a
name of
movie.
it.
Google us.
or IMDb
Together.
or something.
No, I don't think it'll be on. If it's not on mine or his, I don't think it's on mine
Well,
either.
doesn't
It's something
everything?
that's got to be really crappy if they don't put it on IMDb.
Maybe we shouldn't do it actually.
Well, I
Why?
would,
'Cause
yeah.
then the producers will call us and get mad at
No,
us.
we're just gonna be embarrassed. We just had fun, man. I just remember having
Keep
a
turning
Guest
and
stars, Horse
catching a
Thieves.
glimpse of my zip.
Andy Dick and Dave Thomas guest star as Horse Thieves.
That's it.
That's it. What is it
I
called?
think it's a television show.
No, is it
Starring
Carlito's?
starring Lindsay
Caitlin's
Felton.
Way. That's it. I
What?
thought it was Carlito's Way. I
Caitlin's
thought it was
Way.
in that.
Lindsay.
Photos.
Lindsay. Oh, I thought.
Caitlin's Way. Photo not available. A spunky 14-year-old orphan from Philadelphia.
That's me.
Is that
You were spunky, all right.
you? Is that you? Yeah, that was you.
No.
Has difficulty
I'm the horse
adjusting to
thief.
life on a Montana ranch owned by her longtime cousin, the Lowe's. Storyline dealing with Caitlin's attempts to satisfy
We
her
don't-
restless nature and also address adolescent concerns such as peer pressure,
Forget
stereotypes,
it, forget it.
We're
sibling,
not even mentioning
and
that.
sibling rivalry.
See, that's how important we are.
This
We're
can't
not
be
even
the right
mentioned.
one, I don't think.
It is the
I
right
think
one.
it is. I remember it now.
Yeah, me
What?
too.
Caitlin's Way.
But let's talk about. I want to talk. I would love to talk about SCTV. How you guys put it together.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Wow, I know that it was from the Toronto Second City, and you guys
Actually, a
met?
combination of Toronto and Chicago.
Okay.
Because Joe Flair, originally Second City opened as a stage company in Toronto, and it closed because they couldn't get a liquor license. You can't do a show like that without a liquor license, because unless people are drunk, they're not really into comedy.
Right.
So they were just sitting there very judgmentally, sweating on hot Toronto summer nights, going, "This sucks." And so it closed down. And then it opened when they got a liquor license about 6 months later. Dan Aykroyd, Gilda Radner, John Candy, Joe Flaherty,
Eugene Levy.
Eugene Levy, Brian Doyle Murray, and Andrea Martin were in the
Yeah.
cast. And then Bernie Saul's, who was running Second City at that time, had the brilliant idea, well, we're going to expand. Like he just got the Toronto place open and thought he's going to open a second city in Palm Springs.
Are you serious?
Not kidding. It's like for all the blue hairs are going to come out and see comedy. So they sent some of the guys, like they sent Candy and Flaherty and some of the guys guys and girls from Chicago. Betty Thomas went down, and that guy hung up. He got mad. And they went down to Palm Springs, and it closed in like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
That sounds like the one that they opened up in L.A.
Right.
The one I was in.
You were in Second
was
City in
that
L.A.
one,
Get
yes.
out! When?
When the 2 years that it was open. I was in the touring company understudying Chris Barnes. I used to go on a lot because he was a little... and then I used to have to go on a lot on the main stage, and then they just closed down.
Well, that's the thing about comedy, I think. But you get to go on for people a lot. Being an understudy to a comic is a safe bet you're going to get on because a lot of comics are insane.
Yeah. He's perfectly great now, by the way, just so you know.
Really?
He's great. He's been like 20 years sober. And he's excellent. Yeah.
But I don't think being funny is a talent. I think it's a condition. I think most people are funny because there's something wrong with them.
It's a syndrome.
Don't you think so?
I agree with
It's
that.
a syndrome like
God.
AIDS.
Yeah, it is. Only it doesn't kill you, and there's no groups feeling sorry for you.
How did the show...
Raising funds or...
There's no comedy.
How did the
walk.
show SCTV end up getting shot in Edmonton? That to me is, I think,
Oh,
the
I didn't
coolest
know
thing
that.
about it.
Yeah,
In Edmonton, which
we
is
did-
an extremely cold northern
right.
Alberta.
I'm going to relax.
I was
City.
actually in there shooting a movie, and the people came out and said, it's 40 below, eh? I said, Fahrenheit or centigrade? They said, doesn't matter. They meet at 40 below. And like, they were really proud of that, you know, like the two scales actually meet at 40 below. And I said,
They
well,
do
you
not.
should...
Is that true?
Yeah, that's true. And they said, well, I said, well, you should make this the motto of your city, where Fahrenheit and centigrade meet.
Yeah.
Come to Edmonton, you know, 40 below. So
As you're driving to town, you just kind of want to turn around and leave.
all right, that's true. So anyway, we went there, and we went there because we did 2 years in Toronto, and then they said, well, we're not funding this anymore. It's a failure. So we were down for a year, and then Andrew Alexander, that's important. If it's a job, take it.
Well,
So,
it's Dan Matthews. He was supposed to come on the show. Remember?
Really?
Oh, no, he's coming tomorrow.
so
You
Andrew
guys just
Al-
moved the show out to a
he
small
moved it. He found somebody that
CBC or
would pay.
CTV
No, it was
television
called
network station?
ITV.
ITV, right.
It wasn't even CBC. It was an independent network owned by a guy named Dr. Charles Allard, who was a medical doctor who made a lot of money in real estate. And when we got out there, he had like $750 million. So
What?
our show was costing $40,000 an episode. He could easily fund that forever.
Right.
You know, and
Wow.
but he was actually a really interesting guy. He used to, you know, we were working in his offices, and our writers were in there. We were like laughing and screaming at each other and swearing, and he'd like come in and go, "What's so funny? Come on in." And this billionaire would come in
Yeah.
and sit with us, and you know, so it was really weird. And the great thing about it for us was that we really thought we'd been banished. It was like, all right. Joe always used to joke that if we screw up here, guys, it's White Horse next. You know, they're just going to keep sending us to more remote places.
Right.
White
So-
Horse is a small, even
Joe
smaller.
Flaherty, that was Joe
Yukon.
Flaherty said that.
Where they had the gold rush in Canada.
Okay.
It's 80 below there. So anyway,
Where they start
It's
going
where,
back out
it's
like
where
this.
40 and 40 meet
Yeah.
and then meet again.
yeah.
So
So in Edmonton it was great because there were no distractions. There wasn't the lure of Hollywood. There wasn't the sort of taste of fame. There weren't any like amazing clubs to go to and get wasted at night. Basically, all we could do is the show. That's
Yeah.
all we could do.
And probably the setting led to a lot of the theme of the show too. Just it was
real quick, based on that, did you guys drink and
Yeah,
were you
of
smoking
course.
pot and having fun? You had your own club.
Well, yeah.
You were having fun there.
there was a
What drugs were being? No, I'm
Just pot,
we don't need
right?
to know the truth.
I'm
really.
always curious about the.
Oh, here's a picture of you with Bob Hope right here. Look at this. I just opened this up. and-
Bobby there. That's how he was.
You did that. I remember a scene that you did on SCTV as Bob Hope. You were
Yep.
golfing. What was it? That's all I remember.
That was with Rick. It was
was
Play It
hysterical.
Again, Bob.
God, you guys did such a great job with these
All right,
parties.
now, when we were doing that show
What's that?
with Bob,
Bill
Cecil
Needle.
Bernard, Yep.
Can we zoom this camera in, Bill, over here?
Bill Needle is basically just
Somebody, you don't
me
someone hop
with
on that
glasses.
camera and just get a tight shot of this book?
People, it's like Clark Kent. People don't know it's me. I put on the glasses, and it's like, what the hell? What the hell? Where'd Dave Thomas go? Just put those glasses
This is
on.
Bill Needle here. There he is.
See? You can't tell that's me because of the glasses, right?
Are you
It's like
really?
Clark Kent. It's an amazing thing.
Here's
And-
Bob and Doug. Bob and Doug.
Zoom in on that because
Actually,
really,
pull
the
that
young
fold. That's my brother, my real brother Ian there, right here. If
SCTV
you
hasn't
open it
been
up
on
there.
the air in a
There he is,
long
there.
time.
See how he's like much taller and better looking than me?
Yeah.
I have to go to the bathroom.
This is your book.
Actually, I do too.
Do you?
But we can't.
We can't
both
do
go.
bathroom.
I'll go first and then you.
Yeah, one at a time on the bathroom breaks. Okay.
So that's the story of. I remember somebody saying to me, "Hey, I really loved you on that show you did, SBTC."
Yeah.
So that's.
But it was on. It was broadcasting on NBC at that point, right? And here you are. It's an
Right.
American broadcast show out of Edmonton.
Yeah.
At that point, things must have started to change a little bit around Edmonton, right?
NBC sent producers up, and the cast ignored everything. Basically, the producers were told by the network what to tell us, and I was the head writer at the time, and I would just meet with them and I'd say, "Well, okay." I remember they gave us a list of 20 things they wanted us to do, and I sat down with the NBC execs. Actually, two of them flew up at this point, and I said, "All right." I talked to the cast. Here's the thing. We're not going to do this. We're not going to do this. We're not going to. And they said, wait. We're the network. you have to do what we say. I said, well, basically what the cast said to me was, if you make us do this, we're all going to quit. So you won't have a show at all. So whatever you want. You want to, and they were all stupid things too. Like they said, no sex pieces at the beginning of the show, because little kids are still up and they'll be offended by sex. But you can put drug pieces at the front of the show because all the little kids are doing drugs and we want to get them to watch the show. So you can put sex things at the end of the show.
Right.
We're just like, screw
Yeah.
you, we're not doing any of that.
Yeah.
I
But
don't
it was-
remember any drug pieces.
Oh yeah, we had some.
What, like what?
We had Harold Ramis as undercover Mountie on a horse,
I don't remember that.
coming up to like a bunch of hippies going, "What are you kids smoking there?" Like
Right,
they
right.
wouldn't know
Just
he was
any-
a Mountie because he was sitting on a horse. I thought that was kind of funny, the guy on a horse.
I don't remember.
He had to be there.
And-
Okay.
a drug reference for Andy Dick has to involve something a little more than a pot on a horse, though, right?
No,
No, it's got to
that's
have
good
like there's
enough.
got to
I
be
just don't
like
remember.
some
Somebody who-
porn and murder
Oh,
thrown in there with it.
No, I'm not a big druggie.
Thank
No, I
God
know.
for that too.
Yeah. No,
I was stone cold sober when we did our movie.
You sure were, or you
Wasn't
would
even
have
drinking.
fallen off the horse.
We had to ride horses.
So what was John Candy like to work with back then? I mean, what was he like? Here's
John
one of the
was
great
very
comedians of all
rebellious.
time.
He was.
Hated authority.
Yeah.
And loved life and all aspects of it. Food, drink, everything, whatever. Bring it on, and bring it on in plenty. And, he would do things like when we were at Global, I remember I framed this thing. They brought Swiss Chalet in for the crew when they had to work late. And John was outraged that they would insult the crew like this. And he took his fist and he just pounded it through his dressing room wall. And it went like, those are cheap walls there at Global. And it just like went right through. And so I got in there to John's dressing room and just drew a picture frame around it. It was there for years, that hole in the wall.
John Candy punched through a wall in Global because
Yeah.
he was outraged that Swiss Chalet was being brought for the crew. That's
Exactly.
amazing.
Yeah,
Nope.
and it was like, he was a big kid.
This is a sketch that we found on YouTube today. You and
Oh, that was when he did the new show. This is
Yeah.
the Frightened Family.
yeah, this was
Now, see, you'll see these wigs that we got, which is like,
I don't remember
right.
this one. This is not.
this was not
no,
SCTV.
we did this in New York with, it was a really short-lived show on NBC. But I found there was a hairdresser on the show. This is where this idea for this sketch came from. There was a hairdresser, and she'd been on Sweeney Todd, and there's a wig that had this little thing that would like come up like that, like flaps. See,
Yeah,
like
no,
that.
it's all- yeah.
And it was operated by a string that would go down your arm, and all you had to do was straighten your arm, and the wig would go up.
Oh no.
So they did
We're
that.
clearly getting a few of those around here. You know,
So
we'll
they
hand them
did
out.
that for Sweeney Todd, And it's supposed to be a drama, right? Because he's like cutting people up as this insane butcher, and he comes up out of the thing, and his hair goes out, and the audience is like, ah! They laughed. And so get rid of those wigs because they're not supposed to laugh. They're supposed to be horrified, you know?
Yeah.
So when I saw those wigs, I said, we got to do a scene with these. They're great.
Yeah.
They're like, great.
You guys all scream when the wigs all simultaneously
Yeah, watch
go
our
up.
arms. See, but our arms are the tip off.
John Candy's cracking up there.
I know.
So that, I mean, did you guys know at the time when you were doing this that everybody was sort of so uniquely talented and that you were, you know, when you're talking on the network and you're there, you kind of like, you're in Edmonton, were you saying, come on guys, this is
Well, we didn't think anyone was watching the
John
show.
Candy here, Martin Short here, you know,
Yeah.
look at, you know, Catherine O'Hara here.
But we didn't think of it that way then.
Yeah.
It was just like, I knew they were funny. We all thought we were funny, but we didn't really take the network seriously because they sort of came along late. They weren't there in the beginning when we did the show. So it was like, you know, well, what are we going to do? Like, we're on NBC and they're telling us what to do. Well, we were doing it fine without them before, so let's just keep doing what we do.
That's what I loved about this book because this book came out right when the same year I moved to America, and which was 7 years ago. And when I was bringing my show from Ottawa to New York, so I was sort of reading about all the sort of network trials and tribulations you guys had and how it all and then, you know, that probably has ended up why I ended up being in all those arguments with MTV, by the way, when I got there. I guess I figured that was what I was supposed to do.
I think you are supposed to do that.
Yeah.
I think
no, I do too. I'm just
if you're doing this, I think that the guys with the big logos are your enemy.
Yes,
and
sir.
It's your job to fight them.
Yeah.
Because they'll always try to make you conform.
Yeah, it was.
They'll
Can
always
I
try
call
to make
you
you
and
be
will
what
you
is
answer
already on TV.
in about an
and people don't
hour?
give a crap about what's already on TV. They want to see something new.
Man, you
And-
just summed it all up right there. That's
Yeah.
exactly what it is.
Yeah, so, you know. Who are you calling? All right, that guy, Del Close.
Yeah, I want to
You're
talk
trying
about
to find
that.
his picture, right? He was one of the directors of Second City.
I'm going to call you back in an hour. Bye.
Del was. Did you ever work with him? Did you know
Yes,
this?
he
You knew him.
He taught me.
Oh, get out!
He was my teacher. I want to get a real good shot of that.
Over
All
here,
right.
this one over
He
here.
was
you
my
got it.
teacher.
That's good.
And
Del was insane, right?
he was totally insane.
Completely nuts.
Yeah, he
but
would-
funny.
Wait, who's
funny.
this? Who are we talking about here? This is.
This
Del
was my
Close.
teacher. He came
Del
up,
Close,
from
okay.
what I understand, he came up to Canada and coached you guys
Yeah.
at SCTV.
Well, no, at the Second City stage show.
Okay.
They wouldn't let him near the TV show because he was just too volatile.
Yeah, very, very big. In fact, that's where I learned how to do drugs.
All right.
I'm
Well,
not-
Let's
not
stop
kidding.
outing everybody on what.
He,
How many letters am I getting
Del's
tomorrow?
dead. Del just
Oh,
Del's
okay.
passed
Well, I'm
away,
not getting a
so-
letter from him, obviously.
he no, he's great, man. He would I can't do his voice, but he would go up in front of
Oh, Dave, he had that kind of low yelling.
Any students,
I can
you
tell
know,
you
after
some-
class, you know, if you got any drugs, preferably of the smoking kind, I will partake with you.
Here's how I knew he used to do this. He had a stand-up act that he did, and this was one of his bits that he said. He said that he said, "You ever wondered where church? He called them church keys. Where these go? Bottle openers. He says, like, no matter how many of these you have in the house, when you want it, you can't find them. He said, where do they go? Where do bottle openers go? And then he does a lateral shift, and he goes, and coat hangers. Where the hell did they come from? It's like, you know, you go in your cupboard, there's no coat hangers there. You go in there like a week later, there's 100 coat hangers
I just
there.
threw 20 out today.
He said, I have a theory. He said that the church key is the larva stage, and the coat hanger is the pupa stage. Well, okay, that's a smart joke.
Yeah.
okay?
He was
Oh, yeah.
smart.
That's the kind of stuff that was rattling around in his head.
He was a smart
And-
weirdo.
But he was also crazy. And I remember John Candy and I had to. Okay, he came backstage one night while we were doing Second City to beat up Andrew Alexander, the producer of Second City.
The guy that closed down the Second City that I was in. I think premature.
And it was winter, and he walks into the theater in socks, no shoes. He'd been outside, and he's just no shirt, and just walks into the theater. And, Where's Andrew? Where's Andrew? And he's backstage, and we're doing a show. And I remember the corridor was really narrow in the back, and Andrew comes down because he'd heard Del was looking for him, and then there's a fist fight while we're doing the show between Andrew and Del's screaming at him. This was the thing he yelled at him: "You Satan, you Judas, you cheeser." And I burst out laughing. It was like he ran out of ammo by the third, you know? It's like,
Cheeser wasn't
Satan, Judas, cheeser. You know? And then John Candy went and stood in between them. And John was so big that Del couldn't get over John to punch at Andrew anymore, and he kind of chilled them out. But
the wild.
Like, yeah, it was like amazing. It was like a guy comes down to. So then he went back to his. John and I had to drive back to his hotel and put him on a plane the next day. And we went back to his hotel, and he grabs the guy at the desk and pulls his tie down and smashes the guy's head into the desk and says, "You sons of bitches," and then throws him back, and then goes up into his room and takes like cat litter. He had a cat staying in his hotel room.
This is this fella right here we're looking at.
Yeah, and he dumps the cat litter in the toilet and flushes it a bunch of times and floods his toilet. I'll show these sons of bitches. And we had to get him on a plane to Chicago the next day, where there was somebody meeting him to get him and take him off and take him away so he could get some help for a while.
So he was even wacky by your standards, by the SCTV
God.
standards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you'll vouch for that.
Yeah.
He was like,
Well, he was out of his mind. He just did, but he was brilliant, like you said, also. I mean, brilliant.
So what
I
would
love
he?
the guy, too.
He would kind of work on. What would his? We have time to talk about this. What exactly would he do? He'd come up and kind of sort of direct the scene, and then run and yell cheese ball at someone and like freak out and come back and.
Listen, I opened right to it. It says, well, look what you wrote about. You wrote this book, didn't you?
Yeah.
Del Close was this rambling maniac who had occasional flashes of true brilliance and insight. A former heroin addict and an alcoholic, Del was also a brilliant director and a comic actor.
Cool.
He'd come
who had
in
been part of the committee and the Compass Players and the Second City. The committee and the Compass Players were before, pre-Second City. It was the Alan Arkin days, and I think Lily Tomlin.
She was later.
As we saw.
Elaine May, Mike
Elaine May,
Nichols.
Mike Nichols. Yep.
We're talking about like pre-Second City. It's really the spawn of
He used to
all
come to
these
the-
guys,
in
and
the
you
summer.
and me.
In the summer we were doing the show, he'd come to the stage show to direct us, and he'd be wearing shorts and a short sleeve shirt, and he'd like track marks all over his arms. He's like, "I'm wearing my tracksuit." It was like really disgusting, but that's what he would do.
It's horrible.
And and one night we were doing improvs and trying to build a show, and it was Halloween, and Del comes out and says, "You people."
That's how he talked.
Yeah, you people, you've pushed us too far here in the show. A plague of worms upon all of you. And then they hit the lights, and Del had got the chefs upstairs, because this was a dinner theater thing, right? To do a big bucket of spaghetti. And he took a bucket of spaghetti and threw it out over the audience.
Oh my!
And these people are like, "Ah!" in the dark, you'd said a plague of worms.
Awesome.
And they got like hot spaghetti all over them,
That's awesome.
Yeah,
Can I
he was,
tell
like,
you
crazy.
something? That when I was in high school, they had. That reminds me of something that I did. Well, can I tell you though?
Yeah.
That I did this thing where my bio. We had this thing where students took over teachers' day. There was a day where you could teach a class, and I taught the biology class. I picked the biology class to teach, and in our biology class we had all these animals in formaldehyde, dead fetuses and rats and all dead in the jars of formaldehyde, and bats and whatnot. And I got a rubber bat and I put it in a jar of just water, and I had it in the jar, and I just did the same thing. I did a thing on the bat. I was going to talk about bats and all these things. Then I picked it out, threw it at the. They screamed bloody Mary. They thought it was the real thing.
This was in high school.
It was in high school.
Yeah, that's the thing.
bat. I was doing it back.
Getting inspired by comedy to do stuff at high school that ends up getting us all suspended, basically. I got suspended for a Gallagher routine, I believe, an off-color Gallagher routine I did.
What did you do?
Oh, I don't know. It was I just ripped off. It was swearing was ultimately the
what they got you on.
The actual loophole. But
The
it was really
loophole,
about me
exactly.
jumping up and down on a big pile of plastic dolls and screaming that it was a Who concert, fucking Who concert, or whatever, you know, something like that. I don't know what it was. Or maybe it was, I don't remember, but I was suspended.
That'll get you expelled.
I was suspended for stealing some jokes a few times. Yeah. So wait, now, okay, cool. We can take a Skype call.
Let's do a call.
But I like hearing these behind the scenes stories
I love
of
it.
what it's like, you know, when you're what it must have been like at the time. You're doing this groundbreaking show. This was before Saturday Night Live, or at the same time they were starting at the same time. How did that all work? You guys were on at the same time, in the same time slot as Saturday
We
Night
started
Live.
after them. What happened was Lauren Michaels stole a bunch of people as far as Bernie was concerned. I mean, they were up for grabs. He didn't really steal them. But he got people from Second City, Chicago, and Second City, Toronto. Dan Aykroyd from Toronto, and Bill Murray, and Gilda Radner from Toronto. And
John Belushi from Chicago.
and later Bill. And
Bill Murray.
And
Right, yeah.
Bernie was like, what? He's doing his show. Ah. So Bernie said, I'll do my own show. But there already was a Saturday Night Live.
Right.
So it's really hard to go to networks and go, hey, how about a sketch comedy show with a bunch of young kids from Second City? And they go, well, that's on.
Yeah.
So when Bernie was trying to sell the show, I remember Andrew telling me that Bernie was like, he would take tapes of us doing improvs, and he would take it down to NBC and CBS and places like that, and he'd play it for the executives, but he'd stand at the monitor with his arm around the monitor like, like while they were watching it. They just got really uncomfortable and just like, all right, no, we're not doing it. Get the hell out of here. It's really weird.
Yeah, but I mean, that must have been an exciting time, though, in history, just knowing that this is going down, and there's this
We
sort
didn't see it, and we thought that Saturday Night Live is this big show, and our show was on syndicated in the States, and then later it became network, but it's just like, we just thought that they were the big time and we were the small time. That's the way we thought of it.
We have some Bob and Doug McKenzie video I wanted to pop up, too, and just, I mean, because this is 24 years.
That's right.
Since Bob and Doug McKenzie. You're doing a documentary about them. This is pre-Wayne's World, right?
Oh, yeah.
Two guys doing a show in their basement drinking a bunch of beers, or at the community station drinking a bunch of beers.
That's right.
Yeah. And you want to watch this for a second and take a quick
Yeah, I gotta go to the bathroom.
crack a beer open or something?
Perfect.
Let's watch this skit and then come back in a minute. We're here with Dave Thomas.
I'm going to watch.
Andy Dick.
Real mouse. Well, I guess it was dead, right? Drowned from beer and drunk too. Like it died.
It had a smile on its face, eh?
It died from drunk driving in the bottle. But you know what the guy got? Tell him.
A whole case of beer.
Right.
So our topic today is how to stuff a mouse into a beer bottle without breaking its bones.
Right.
So that they'll look at it and give you a case and not think you hose them by deliberately stuffing one in, eh? It's like shipbuilding in a bottle, okay?
Right. And like the thing to remember is, let's say you get a 6-pack, right?
Yeah.
6 mice, right?
6 mice.
Okay. You get a case for each beer bottle with a mouse. So a case of 2-4, right? A square for like times 6. What's 6 times 24?
Jeez, I don't know. I don't have my calculator, eh?
Okay,
I can't figure that
6
out.
times 4 is 24.
It gross me out on the air and
Okay.
make me look dumb.
No, I'll do it. You tell him more about it.
Okay,
4 is
so what you do is, the idea is to get a baby mouse that you can like put in an empty beer bottle and feed it in the bottle for like a month, and then fill the beer bottle up with beer and put a cap on it.
104.
Yeah, 104 beers you get just for that.
6 squares.
Beauty. And then what do you get back?
No.
104 bottles
No, it's
of
not
beer.
104. I took away the 2.
Okay, but you get a lot, eh? So it doesn't matter if it's like
24.
100 or what. All you know is get baby mice and put them in there, feed them for like a month, and then Bob's your uncle.
100 and
Good day, eh? We don't have time for you to do your math.
144.
He flunked out of grade 6.
144.
Yeah, right.
I think it is.
See? That's, are we, what's that? Are we at black?
We went to black.
Did we go to black right there?
Yeah, that's called bad.
That was bad.
You don't want that on TV.
No, I mean, you know, it's, we've got people in 247 countries watching.
You're working out the kinks. Are you going to have the kinks on?
That
would be good.
would be good.
Get them together.
They still around, the
I
Kings?
don't know.
Yeah.
If they
How
are,
you
should
been
get
doing?
one.
How's things
I'm
been
good
going?
because I'm not drinking. This is not my beer.
Was the Jimmy Kimmel experience part of the
Let's say it was.
part of that?
Let's just say that was all planned.
Yeah.
It was a fun little Andy Kaufman-esque gag.
Yeah.
Let's
yeah.
say that.
Yeah. What, was Donald Trump mad
No,
about
I
it?
didn't hear it. There were no repercussions.
It seemed like it was all in good fun to me. It
Or
didn't-
should I say repercussions?
Were people really mad backstage when you got?
Yeah.
They were? Who was angry specifically? Like producers?
Jimmy. They wanted me.
Jimmy is really mad?
He made me. My phone's over there, but I put it on silent. Okay. Wait, Jimmy. Well, I gotta ask him something because I just watched the whole thing.
Let's
and I
surround
totally
Andy
remember
Dick
watching.
for a second with comedy.
I
Let's
remember
surround him with
watching
comedy.
that one. It was the one that Strange Brew was based on with the beer bottles.
Oh,
and
yeah.
Feeding the mice, which is like the punchline, so hysterical. Were you guys drunk? I need to know.
Well,
You must
we
have
were
been
drinking real beer.
Okay.
And
I
we
love
would,
it.
I don't know, because we would do like 10 of those, so in a row, and they were all exactly 2 minutes long, and everyone would go home. So it was kind of like happy hour for us.
Yeah.
So we'd just have some real beers, and we would actually cook back bacon and make little sandwiches. And I go, hey, okay, all right, just ready now, here we go. And the floor guy would
Wait. Just while you were working, you'd cook back bacon on the set? Why not just have
on a Coleman stove?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Green
Oh,
thing.
yeah.
And
For fun. This wasn't
make a
during
little
breaks.
bun, a little sandwich on a bun.
Yeah. So you'd be
And eat it
drinking.
while we're drinking our beer. And it was like we just did what we wanted to do because it was filler. It was only meant for the CBC show, CBC version of the show, wasn't?
That's the all-time greatest story, really, about Bob and Doug. Is to me, it's just the thing that this was a thing that you did at the end of the show, almost for Canadian content purposes, wasn't
Yeah.
it? To get something to talk about Canada, and then these
Exactly.
two characters. It was such a. I don't know if it was the same in America, but
It
in
was.
Canada when I was a kid,
was
I was
the-
talking to Dave about it. It was
the
everywhere.
biggest part of SCTV.
And Canadians were just so proud of this
We-
caricatures
Really?
of themselves. You know, it's
Really?
like that Americans knew
My friends
Bob
know a
and
lot
Doug
of that.
McKenzie, and I'd have friends from the States come up and they'd want to know about Bob and Doug McKenzie. You know, so, it was awesome.
Do
We
people
had
talk
Ben
like
Stiller on on this show, remembering he lined up with his mom at Sam Goody's in New York for autograph signing with Bob and Doug. Because we went down there, we did Letterman, Live at 5, all the big shows were on then. And it was like, and then we did an autograph signing, and I don't remember meeting him. I do remember his mom, because I knew who Ann Mira was.
And Mira, Stiller
But,
and Mira.
yeah.
They weren't part of Second City, though. Yeah.
No. And
They were
but-
like Nichols and May.
And I asked him, I said, well, were we nice to you? And he said, no, not particularly, but he said, that would have spoiled it for me if you'd sucked up to me and been real nice to me. It would have seemed weird that these guys are nice to a little kid. So,
And then at what point did Americans start saying, take off A and like that must have been kind of cool when you're in America and people are sort of doing these. It was our Crocodile Dundee. You know, that's what it was.
Exactly. And remember the
You know,
what's
Crocodile Dundee.
You might, it really was.
In a good way. I like Crocodile Dundee. That's
It's
not a
fun.
knife. It's awesome. No, but I mean, in some ways, it became bigger than the comedy itself. It became a pop culture phenomenon.
Yeah,
you know?
and you guys had the 12 Days of Christmas.
Yep.
Which still is every year. They play that every year.
But it came from
Do you
just
make money
making
off
it up,
that?
right? Just
no. We don't make money off anything on the McKenzie brothers.
Really?
Yeah,
Who owns
it's-
it?
MGM got bought by Turner. Turner got bought by Warner Brothers. You try to
horrible.
do accounting through those companies. This is why, as I said, the big logos are our enemies.
I
We
agree
must
with that,
fight
yeah.
them.
Yeah.
That's why what you're doing, I think, is so important and awesome.
Well, you know,
When this becomes a big show, you'll become my enemy
yeah.
too.
The thing is, this show isn't necessarily. Well, this was a good show. Yeah. That's
The
cool. Though.
Tom
Can you
Green
put on? You can put
Network.
on a toque though and do the character again if you wanted to one night here. And MGM's not going to roll over here with their thugs, are
They don't own the characters, we do.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
They only own the movie.
Because that seems like the dream
Also-
for me for this show to have Bob, or Doug, or Bob and Doug, here on this
What
show.
if it was Bob and then Doug's younger retarded brother or something like that?
Yeah.
I'll do it. I will.
Okay. Garth.
You know, I got a couple.
no, wait,
I
that's
probably got a
complaining,
couple of
Garth.
toques
You can't
around.
do that. What'd it be?
What's a good Canadian name?
You mean
Devin
Cam
McKenzie.
Cam McKenzie, eh?
Cameron.
They can't get more Canadian than
I'll
Cam.
be right back.
eh?
I think I might have a couple of toques. Let me just hold on a second. I just gotta go
He's
check.
going to get toques.
Don't worry, just hold on a second. You guys just for the heck of it. I mean,
Hi, how you doing?
What are toques?
you know,
They're
hats.
like-
Bob,
Those hats.
Oh,
that-
those are called toques.
you know, like Bob and Doug McKenzie.
It's a
in
French
Canada,
word.
we call them toques.
The toque.
Yeah.
You wear the toque on your head?
Exactly.
Toque à la tête.
Oh.
So we don't want to like let the air go dead here.
Yeah.
While Tom's away, we're going to keep this show vibrant, and we're going to take some calls. Only we can't
I can do
activate the
it.
computer, so we're going to just make up some calls.
You're on the air with Cam and Doug McKenzie.
Did you get anything?
Hello?
Man, I got.
You don't.
Hello?
I don't have an actual toque here, which is unfortunate.
You don't have the technology, Andy.
They're hanging
That
up
could
on
have been
me.
like great
Hello?
Webo-vision there if I.
Hello?
Wait.
No,
Hello?
This is sort of a
Hello?
kind of hat, but it's not really.
Yes.
These are just regular hats, though. If you want to put that on. I don't know.
Hey, somebody
one's
said
more
hello,
like-
Cam.
It's Cam. It's Cam, eh?
How's it going, eh?
It's
I'm here with
Cam,
Cam.
eh?
Don't ask him anything hard because he's kind of like challenged.
My God, there we go, huh?
How's it going? Where are you from?
You know, I'm from Ottawa.
I knew it. I guess outside Ottawa, not Ottawa actually.
Ottawa Valley, yeah.
Yeah.
Ottawa Valley proper.
You got like the Rideau Canal dialect. I can
Wait a
tell.
minute. I feel some.
Uh-oh.
Oh.
What are you doing?
No
here?
way, eh? Don't do that here with us.
Ooh, it's the
You're
back
disgusting,
bacon. It's
eh?
the back bacon.
Yeah,
I
but you're
really
supposed to
did. It's
digest
the
it, not
eggs
just
with the bacon.
crap it out, eh? That's disgusting, man.
You did this last time you were here. Did you really do that again? I actually had a 5-minute conversation with myself at a Fry's Electronics in the fan section because of you.
His glass, it really is. He really did
No,
fart.
he really did.
Unbelievable.
Oh, and they're
Look,
just,
and his glasses fogged up. That's the clue,
just
eh?
killer.
And look, he's laughing like he's so proud.
Yeah.
Oh, you guys are grossed out.
My bird is like
How
a canary in a
done with
coal
the
mine right
character.
now.
All right, he's abandoned Cam, eh? All right, but I'm bailing too.
Andy,
not
are you
gonna
going to
be
play a
Cam.
song for us tonight?
Yes.
Now that you've stunk up the place?
I really I was
Yeah, why
trying
don't you
to be-
stink up the place?
I wanted the noise.
Get a fan. Why don't you play a song for us while I air the place out? Do you have a guitar
How's this?
here?
Is this funny?
Is this your band? This is the.
Is
No,
this
no,
your
that's
DVD
the Neil
or-
Hamburger.
Oh, this is Neil Hamburger.
CD?
Neil Hamburger
Oh, I
is
have
always
a CD.
entertaining. Always
Can you hand me
hilarious.
my bag
Neil
right
Hamburger.
there?
What a
I
night
don't
this has
know. I don't
been
know
so
my
far,
lyrics.
isn't it? I mean, and Andy has a song. And
Here is my DVD.
This is your DVD here.
Now we can stink up the place again.
We've had all.
Yeah, but
Absolutely.
you know
No,
what? It's
don't.
going to be an improvement. Trust me.
Why don't we figure out where you guys? Normally we would have planned this a little better, but actually that's not true either. What's that? Okay. What's this here?
It's the same thing.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's true, isn't it?
I don't understand how you can actually do that, though.
Come
I
on
mean,
a talk
because you know
show.
what's going to happen. Why don't you just kind of excuse yourself and go blow
I was
your
trying.
gas?
I was being the character of
Oh, I see.
Cam.
Yeah.
I'm going
Oh,
to
I-
get you some
oh, yes.
charcoal pills for Christmas next
That's
year.
what I should take.
The
Yeah.
Lawrence Olivier used to do the same thing.
It's just a shocking sort of.
But I thought it was going to be a real loud noise.
'Cause I don't know if it's like
The noise is
on
what I was
SCTV. You know, was it Smell-O-Vision?
3D.
Yeah.
I don't
Remember
really want.
when the,
Yeah.
I don't
that
want to
was
do
the
murder
funniest
love.
thing to me.
It doesn't really seem
One of the
appropriate.
funniest things when on Smell-O-Vision. Smell-O-Vision. Remember on SCTV when the
Yes.
light, the little pink dot would come on the screen?
Yes.
It was Joe Flaherty and John Candy and
All right.
yeah. Okay, let's hear this song.
What do you want to do instead?
Stop
Squirrels.
smelling Andy Dick's
Squirrels.
farts and talking about it.
We did squirrels here, didn't we? Squirrels, squirrels, squirrels.
You did not. No, you did one about Jessica Simpson.
Okay, we'll do squirrels now.
Yeah.
I wrote a new verse too, so I have to get my notebook out. Is that right?
You want it higher?
I don't remember. Let's just try it like that. Squirrel, squirrel, squirrel. That's a squirrel, squirrel. I haven't worked with this one back here yet.
Find
I'm
the key.
glad
We were gonna rehearse, but we decided not
Here's
to.
how it goes. Let me just before you
So you
play.
just
It goes,
kinda-
squirrel, 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 squirrel. I love squirrels.
Oh yeah.
Okay, and then you say squirrel.
No, then you do the kazoo thing.
Right.
We haven't worked together, but I know his stuff.
Who is this guy? Do you guys meet this guy down on Ventura Boulevard before the show?
At the Venice Beach.
Squirrel, 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 squirrel. Squirrels, 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 squirrels. I love squirrels. Squirrels, 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 squirrels. Better than girls. Squirrels will eat right out of my hand. They'll never sleep with my best friend Dan. Nasty whore. Squirrels, 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 squirrels. Squirrels, 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 squirrels. I love squirrels. Squirrels, 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 squirrels. Better than girls.
Squirrels.
Squirrels won't parade around dressed like sluts. They never say no to my sweet sack of nuts. And then there's one more. I got a new verse.
Oh, nice.
Squirrels, 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 squirrels,
Squirrels.
Here we go.
Squirrels.
Squirrels, 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 squirrels. I love squirrels.
Squirrels.
Squirrels, 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 squirrels. Better than girls. Girls. Squirrels hang around with rabbits and deers. They never get AIDS from hairy Greek queers.
What the?
And then I have something I'm not gonna say.
They never get AIDS.
Well, you can always go to your chorus. Squirrels, 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 squirrels,
I'm
squirrels.
sorry. We
That
need to
was amazing,
rehearse.
though.
That was a
That
great
really
song.
picked up in the end, and it was a lot of fun.
Sorry.
It's the sort of song that you can sort of join in pretty easily, too.
Someone's on the phone.
Where are you calling from, sir? And where did the Skype go? We want to go. We're going to do rapid fire right now. We do this every night at the end of the show.
Kind of breaking up for me, though.
All right, we're
In
going to
New
hang
York,
up on you then. Rapid fire. This is where we take a lot of calls.
Really? I
We'll
love
take a
it.
lot of calls
I'm
at
ready
the
to go.
end. But that, I mean, that was you guys have practiced that.
Silly.
You know, because when it got to the part about the queer Greeks or whatever it was, that part you guys are harmonizing, and what was that line?
I went through a bunch of different
Can
homosexuals.
I see the book
nationality.
that you write this stuff down in, the composition book?
This little thing?
You wrote this on the way here, or did you?
I wrote it last night, late.
Really? And this is.
So you like wake up in the oh, I know, like a hairy Greek queer. Yeah.
No.
Did you like just think of
I
that?
went through Persian, Armenian,
Oh,
black.
So-
The first one was black.
okay. So you thought
A
it through.
big black queer.
You thought it through.
Then the blacks already.
Okay, wait a minute.
Iffy with me.
Listen to this for a second.
But you
allowed-
ruled
Are
out
you allowed to
Croatian
say
for
black?
some reason.
Andy,
right?
Andy, page 2. Okay, I'm assuming this is middle of the night.
No.
Kittlers is the only thing on the page. Kittlers.
Little kittens that look like Hitlers. I saw it. It's on the internet. And I have this idea where my child sees it on the internet, and then she goes around. She's like this tall. She goes out for Halloween as a Kittler, and me as the father, I don't get what's going on, and I take her around. We go to a Jewish house. What are you, honey? I'm a Kittler. little kitty ears with a Hitler mustache.
And you wrote this down. You gave it a whole page.
No, it's horrible.
And
I
where are
know.
you going to put this?
You
Okay,
know,
what's this?
I'm
now?
unaware.
Page 2 here. Okay. Paul is as. Can I read this?
Like, yes, then give it back.
Paul
It might
is
be
as
so.
large as the whole cast of Entourage. That's all it says at the top of the page. What else is
The
written?
idea is that he's my entourage. I don't need anyone else.
Okay, let me read a little more of this. I won't
There's
read.
not
I won't.
much in there.
I won't hang you out to dry here on anything. But I mean, whoa, wait a minute here. Sports agent, fast actin, tin actin.
I have this idea. This is all from my new Comedy Central show, where my agent is actually a sports agent, trying to work. That might be good for you to play that part. He's trying to get into the more theatrical stuff, and I'm, not doing so well, so I can only get a sports agent, and we meet in the middle. But he's always like trying to get me to do commercials for like fast actin, tinactin. It's like jockish. I'm like, no,
That's funny.
it's funny, right?
Yeah.
I like this sort of a sneak peek into the process here, though. I mean,
But
this
now
is
I'm
cool.
giving stuff away because I really want people to believe that my show is real. It's
You don't
kind
want
of
me
a
to give this
reality
away
show.
here. Lumpy and feathers. Lumpy at the top of the page is all it's written. Lumpy and feathers. What does that mean?
All the rest of it's in here.
There's no top and lumpy. There's no top and lumpy.
I'm
and
lumpy.
feathers.
I'm Lumpy, and Will Sasso, another Canadian.
I know Will.
Will Sasso, he's a larger, he's big. He's not that he's fat. He's just a real big guy.
Hey, he's 6'3".
He's just a big guy, and he's feathers. Get it?
Yeah, I get it.
And you're Lumpy.
I'm Lumpy.
Yeah.
He's feathers. It's characters that we actually have that we.
Do you hang out with Will Sasso?
Yeah, I talked to him today.
Oh, I like him a lot.
He's great.
Yeah.
He's great. Called
Do you
me.
like Canadians generally?
More than Americans. I mean, come on, you guys are sweeter. You know, some of my very good. Phil Hartman was a Canadian. Dave Foley. You know, Alanis Morissette. It seems like every Canadian in Hollywood I know and love.
Yeah.
You.
Dave's a great guy.
That's
I love
great.
Dave.
You guys are just. There's something I don't know. I can't place my finger on it. You never would let me. But
Glad we've clarified that because it's been topics of speculation in the blogs. Yeah.
no. But honestly, there's something about you guys that is honestly, it's just something special. You're sweeter, you're smarter, funnier, and that's just my personal opinion.
I agree with you entirely.
We don't eat a lot, and we clean up behind us, eh?
And you don't fart when you're doing an interview.
That's right.
You guys would never
Fart
do
on
that.
live TV. We don't do that. That's just too much,
I
eh?
just love Canadians. I don't know what it is.
This was fun. This was awesome. Maybe
Rapid fire.
Should we do rapid fire and then
Wait,
kinda,
is this over?
well, you know,
an
it
hour.
doesn't have to. We've been on an hour and 10 minutes. Isn't that
We have?
interesting? Yeah, we can.
Oh
keep
my
on.
God! Well, wait. Before we go, I got to do one thing. Okay.
Oh yeah,
I
yeah,
gotta
yeah.
plug.
We don't
my-
have to go ever. We
Okay.
don't have- I'm just basically kind of, you know.
Give me my
It's a
camera
weird.
here.
It's a weird environment
plug
here.
my
People at
son's-
home watching don't necessarily understand, but you kind of get going and then you kind of forget where you are for a second because it is kind of fun, right? Having
It
the
is
ability
fun.
to
I didn't think
keep
an hour and a
going
half.
and not have to stop for commercial or whatever. So.
I
yeah,
want to
we'll go
plug
as
my
long as you
son's
want.
band.
Bring him on here. Come
Yeah.
here. I met these kids.
John
when-
and Harry, come
I met your kids when they were really little. I must have hung out at your
They
house.
got a band called Tinhorn, and you can check it out at MySpace, right?
Stand back here.
Tinhorn.
Oh, yeah.
Come in between us two.
Are we able to see this on MySpace right now? Your band? See, this is what I was
Yeah,
explaining.
go
to you.
to
looks
go
like
to
ass.
www.myspace.com/tinhorn/.
Second here, I can't.
And we'll be able to see their band.
Where did Safari go here? Where Safari keeps hiding
It's
itself.
the one right next to the paper.
Can you smell my fart?
There it is, to the right.
This?
To the left.
Okay, it went away.
Oh, there it is. Thank you. I don't smell it anymore
Dissipated.
so much, but I think
Guys,
that's
you
They
smell
go
this
away
fart?
fast.
the hairs in my nostrils have receded and singed, so I can no longer smll a thing.
Your hat looks effing
Okay, so-
ridiculous because
www.myspace.com
tubing on it.
/tinhorn.
hanging down.
Okay, where do I go on MySpace with this?
/tinhorn.
Tinhorn?
Like some
TINHORN. No space.
Tinhorn. So we're still on, just so you know.
This is you
We're
guys
on the
right
air,
here.
just-
Here they are.
Right there.
You can hear the music.
You're
right here.
Now that's the definition of rocking out with your dinghy out.
Oh yeah.
Wow. It's like the biggest part. What are you doing? Oh.
This is the song "Living Hell" by Tinhorn right now.
Yeah.
We're
That's a
listening to
song
it
about
now
growing
on
up
the
with
channel,
Dad.
Living Hell here, and you can go to their page, myspace.com/tinhorn, TINHORN. Add them to your friends list, and
I want to hear the singing part.
Okay.
I want to hear the voice.
Turn this up a bit.
No.
It's the demon voice.
Is it gonna be? Rah, 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 rah.
Yeah. It's like Cannibal Corpse or something like that. You like that? Ever heard Cannibal Corpse? I love songs about necrophilia. Awesome.
These are my boys. This is what I brought into the world, huh? How about that?
They're angry. They're angry about something.
I think you guys got to play the show. We got to have a Friday night
They're in the
party.
whiskey
They
in
have.
May.
Yeah, we have a.
Where? How many friends do they have?
How many friends do you guys have? 1,027
That's a lot of
friends.
Request
Everybody
me. I'll be a friend.
add Tinhorn.
I'll put you on my top, and maybe I'll get some people to come over there too.
Plug it.
Very cool.
You're gonna be. People are going to it right now. I have a
Look at
MySpace.
the
Do you
shot
have a
for a second.
MySpace?
Doesn't this look like something's going on here, you know?
Something's happening.
Yeah, something happened.
This is live TV on
Yeah.
the internet. This is the future of entertainment.
It really
and
is.
I've been thrilled to be here. You know that?
Yeah,
And when your company, Tom Green Broadcasting Inc., becomes a big logo and I try to destroy it, I want you to know it's because you became successful and huge.
Yeah.
And that's
well,
the only reason, not because
well,
there's
hopefully
any
you'll
like.
still come back and be on the show.
Oh yeah. I'm a slut. I'll do that for sure.
Thanks. Dave
Okay.
Thomas. Thanks, Andy. Andy Dick. Tin
All right.
Horn.
Tinhorn.
Do you have a MySpace?
And
Good
No,
job.
I don't.
thanks, guys.
Too
That was
old.
awesome.
I got
Good night,
a- I got an
everybody.
animation
Tomorrow
company.
on the show, we have. Who do we have tomorrow on the show?
Well, let's create
Dr. Drew on the show tomorrow? Gene Simmons on the show tomorrow?
your own artist.
Gene Simmons is on Friday.
Either way.
Dr. Drew's on Thursday.
have
Ryan
some people
Pinkston
working
tomorrow.
on
Ryan Pinkston is here tomorrow from Punk'd. Hilarious guy. You're gonna love him if you don't know him already. You're gonna love him, but you probably do know him already. He was on Punk'd. He was a kid on Punk'd. He's actually like 39 years old, but he's about this tall. We'll see him tomorrow night. Dave Thomas, Andy Dick, Tin Horn. Good night. See you tomorrow. Thanks for go to this nice wide shot. Let's end on this. Let's all wave. Good night. From Los Angeles, California.
Is the plural platypus?
You're watching the National Webbo Vision. I'm Leonard Mills. You know, before back in Palmdale, I was just Leonard. But I'm Leonard Mills. Sometimes I like to come out here to this parking garage and, you know, just look at the river. My dad used to take me fishing down here to this river, here in Palmdale. Palmdale, California. Never caught anything. I'm a motherfucking multi-talented motherfucker. I can sing, I can dance, I can play guitar. Does it look nice with the wall? My name is Leonard Mills. My name is Leonard Mills. That's the way I'm sorry about that. Apologize. Leonard Mills, season 4. Top 12, season 4.
Nice.
American Idol.
I know, I saw you.
Remember me?
Yeah, I do.
I used to sing like this. I used to sing and I'd shake my hips. I come from Palmdale. Remember that?
Loved it, yeah.
Remember? Leonard Mills. I was wondering if I could get some sort of massage and film it for my website. By the way, I don't know if you know any of my music.
Oh, you expected a 10 minutes,
You know any of my music? Leonard Mills? Season 4, top 12 was where I was, and it's where I came in. Okay, what do I sign here? I'm an American Idol. I'm an American Can I come back tomorrow? What time's good for you? The afternoon? Okay. Tomorrow? Oh yeah, I'll come back tomorrow. My name is Leonard Mills. What's your name? Roxanne. Roxanne! Hey, can I get your phone number? No? All right, okay. Everybody. I'm Leonard Mills, I'm a rock and roll star. Come on. Job at Save-On, got a job at Save-On. I got a job at Save-On, got a job at Save-On, job at Save-On. I got a job at Save-On. Let's go for